Reading Part 3. Reading for Information. In this part, we have 10 minutes to answer 9 questions. As you see on the screen, on the left side, we have the reading passage that are named as A, B, C, D, and E, which is the option, not a
Part 4
paragraph.
of the CELPIP reading test is often regarded as the most demanding part. Have you ever felt frustrated with your CELPIP reading score? Wondering why you keep losing marks on reading? The problem might not be your English skills, but a lack of understanding of CELPIP reading section and what each section is looking for. Additionally, many of you haven't developed a firm strategy for approaching each part effectively. I believe you will find this video valuable as we explore strategies to improve your CELPIP reading score. As you may have seen in our previous CELPIP reading video, we discussed Part 1, Reading Correspondence, and Reading Part 2, Reading to Apply a Diagram. Before we delve into the specifics of each part, make sure to internalize these points regarding the CELPIP reading section.
Next button. Please avoid using next button until you have answered all the questions of the current page. The CELPIP exam does not allow any backtracking during the exam, and once the time of that page is up, the screen will automatically move on to the next page.
Time allocation. Each part of the reading section is allocated its own specific time. You'll find a countdown timer in the top right corner near the next button. This means you don't need to worry about keeping track of time separately on your watch. Highlighting feature. Unfortunately, the CELPIP test does not have a highlighting feature, so you won't be able to highlight any words or phrases in the text. Therefore, it's important to improve your note-taking skills to address this challenge on test day.
Text appearance. In CELPIP reading, both the reading passage and the questions with answer options are displayed simultaneously on the screen. The reading passage appears on the left side of the screen with the questions on the right side.
Scrolling feature. To navigate through all parts of the passage and questions, you'll need to scroll up and down on each side of the screen. Flexible options. You can change your answers as long as you're on that specific page, as there is no backtracking in the CELPIP exam. Different types of questions. There are 3 different types of questions: general meaning, specific information, and inference.
General meaning. These questions require you to identify the topic, main idea, or theme of the passage. You must consider the big picture and extract the information from either the entire text or specific parts of the paragraph. Example questions you may encounter during the exam include: what is the main topic of this passage? Or what is the theme of the second paragraph? Specific information type of questions. Unlike some questions that ask for overall idea, these require laser focus. You will be hunting for key information like facts, figures, or dates. Think names, locations, or specific numbers mentioned in the passage. But that's not all. You might also be asked with finding supporting details. These evidence that strengthen the main point. These details are like the little puzzle pieces that build the bigger picture. Now, things get a bit more interesting with opinions. Can you identify whose point of view is being expressed? Is it a character in the story or maybe the author themselves? Finally, keep an eye out for examples. These are used to explain a concept or illustrate a point made in a passage. So remember, specific details, supporting details, opinions, and examples These are hidden gems you need to unearth to ace the detail oriented questions in the CELPIP reading section.
Inference type of questions. These questions require you to draw conclusions and make assumptions based on the information in the passage. The answer options will not be directly stated in the passage, so you must interpret the text and choose the best answer. This involves making assumptions or drawing logical conclusions about what you read. These questions are more challenging and require high level critical thinking skills.
Question difficulty. As you navigate through the CELPIP exam, specifically talking about the CELPIP reading, be prepared for gradual increase in the complexity of the test. For both reading passage and the questions that will steadily rise as you progress from part 1 to part 4. Thank you for watching so far. Remember, patience is key. Now let's move on to part 3. Reading part 3. Reading for information. In this part, we have 10 minutes to answer 9 questions. As you see on the screen, on the left side, we have the reading passage that are named as A, B, C, D, and E, which is the option, not a paragraph. So in total, we have 4 paragraphs as the passage that you have to refer to in order to find the answers and match them with the question side. Let's go to the question side. On the question side, you see there are 9 statements with the drop down menu. These are actually the statements that you have to read, find the keywords, and match it with the paragraph. Sometimes based on the question type or based on this statement that is asking you, you have to think whether it is general, specific information, or inference type of questions, and then decide which paragraph can be matched with which of these statements. Remember, we're going to have strategies for this part later on. Let's go to the next slide. In part 3, your mission is to match each statement with the paragraphs in the passage that best support it. It's all about finding a connection between information. Time is precious, so let's be efficient in the first minute. Skim the entire passage to grasp the main topic. This helps you understand the overall context and narrows down your research for finding sentences. Watch out for keywords in each question or statements in the question side. These are like golden clues. Each statement will have a specific word or phrases that capture its key idea. Here is a pro tip. After identifying the keywords in the statement side of the screen, go through each paragraph and determine the topic sentence along with its supporting ideas. This is like cracking the code of each paragraph. Understanding the main point and its supporting details will make matching statements much easier for you. Think of yourself as a detective. Hunt for sentences in the paragraphs that match those keywords that you found in the statement part of the screen. It's like a puzzle, finding the perfect fit. Don't get fooled by the synonyms or paraphrases. Look for the core meaning. But here is a secret weapon. Don't just read the beginning of each paragraph. Sometimes supporting details might be buried within the sentence. So, scan each paragraph sentence by sentence in order to ensure you haven't missed any matches. Skim, identify keywords, scan, and analyze topic sentences. By mastering this systematic approach and being attentive to details, you'll conquer those matching questions and dominate part 3 of CELPIP reading section. Remember, accuracy is key. Don't rush to just take your time to ensure a perfect match between the statement and the supporting information on the left side of the screen. When you're reading a passage, it's crucial to grasp the main idea or topic of the passage. This is where skimming comes in handy. Skimming involves quickly glancing through the passage to get a sense of what it's about. Think of it as a bird's eye view of the text. By skimming, you can pull out the topic of the reading, which is essentially the main idea or subject matter. To find out the topic of the passage, it's often helpful to refer to the first paragraph of that passage. This is because many writers follow a standard procedure when writing. They typically introduce the main topic in the first paragraph and then provide more detailed information and supporting ideas in subsequent paragraphs. This structure helps many readers like you to understand the main idea of the passage and how it's developed throughout the text. So, when reading a passage, pay close attention to the first paragraph. Look for the keywords and phrases that indicate the main idea or topic of that passage. By identifying the keywords and topic sentences in each paragraph, you'll be better equipped to comprehend the text as a whole and answer related questions accurately. To identify the topic of each paragraph, it's helpful to skim through the first two sentences of each paragraph. These sentences contain main idea or topic sentence, which is the central point the paragraph is discussing. By focusing on these sentences, you can quickly grasp the main topic of each paragraph. Remember, each paragraph is a self contained unit that develops a specific topic or idea. Topic sentence provides information about the main idea, and the supporting sentences provide additional details or examples to support it. By understanding this structure, you can better comprehend the overall flow and organization of a passage. If I were you on the exam day, I would sketch the picture below to have a clear mind map of taking notes of the paragraphs in the passage. This clearly depicts that each paragraph of the passage revolve around the main topic. Thank you for your focus so far. Your dedication is evident in taking important steps toward your CELPIP goals. Now let's dive into part 4 and build on strategies we've covered.
Part 4, Reading for Viewpoints. Part 4 of the CELPIP reading test is often regarded as the most demanding part. Just like the previous parts, the main text is displayed on the left side of the screen while the questions appear on the right. In order not to miss any details on each side of the screen, you need to scroll up and down on each side of the screen. In part 4, you have 13 minutes to answer 10 questions. Therefore, you need to stay focused and manage your time effectively in order to pass through this part successfully.
CELPIP Reading Part 4 is all about evaluating perspectives and separating facts from opinions. The main text can be any kind of article, blog post, or editorial that contains two or more opinions about the main topic of the passage. The main topic can be everything coming out of the community from any topics. The reactions of immigrants towards the new TR2PR rules are generating discussion and debate. Hiring skilled newcomers are bringing both advantages and disadvantages, leading to complex considerations for employers and policymakers. This section presents a formal and complex text similar in tone to a news report. It will include discussions of opinions, concepts, and possibilities presented within a mix of facts and viewpoints. Be prepared to critically analyze the text to distinguish between factual statements and persuasive arguments supported by the author's reasoning. Similar to CELPIP Reading Part 1 and 2, in Part 4, the first set of questions contains 5 incomplete sentences with a drop down menu. You have to analyze the options to find the keywords and uh, choose the best option that aligns with the writer's opinion in the paragraph. These 5 questions primarily test your ability to understand the general meaning and inferences conveyed within the message. To answer them accurately, you'll need to go beyond grasping individual words or sentences. Instead, focus on comprehending the overall message by considering the context, relationships between ideas, and author's intended purpose. By actively engaging with the passage, you can draw conclusions that logically follow from the information presented, allowing you to select the most appropriate answer choice from a drop-down menu. The next 5 questions presents an engaging scenario. Imagine someone has read the passage and left a comment with some blank spaces. Your task is to act as a detective to fill in the blanks using the options from a drop down menu. You need to choose the best option that completes the comment and showcases your understanding of the information presented in the passage. Here are some effective strategies for CELPIP Reading Part 4. Based on the four more complex nature of the passages and the emphasis on analyzing viewpoints, understand the format. Know that CELPIP Reading Part 4 focuses on identifying different viewpoints within a text. Expect to see 2 to 3 paragraphs on a similar topic, with each paragraph reflecting a different individual or group's perspective. As we have discussed earlier in Part 3, skimming is one more time important in Part 4. You need to skim the paragraphs for keywords and phrases that signal opinions, like I believe, in my opinion, it seems that, or factual statements, for example, statistics, dates, references to studies. Scanning is another crucial strategy used for reading comprehension. In Part 4, you need to scan quickly the introductory sentences of each paragraph to get a sense of what the main idea of that paragraph is and what position stated in that paragraph. Remember, you need to take note during the time that you're scanning each paragraph to find viewpoints, supporting evidence, and any language that suggests bias or opinion. In order to answer the questions in part 4, you need to devise some strategies to approach each questions or statement. First, you need to determine if the questions are general meaning, specific information, or inferencing type. Then you approach each of them based on the strategies that we mentioned earlier in this video clip. Additionally, you know that not all options are correct. So you need to eliminate some of them to come to a conclusion that one of them is the best. Therefore, you need to watch for answers that use overly strong language like always, never, completely, and are likely incorrect. Keep in mind that you have to always double check your answers. So, always refer back to the passage and double confirm your choices. In order to ace the CELPIP reading test, you need to time yourself under exam condition to develop stamina and efficiency. To improve your understanding of formal language and complex ideas, you need to have broader range of vocabulary through reading newspapers, magazines, and academic articles. The last but not least, in order to pass the test in reading part 4, you need to practice identifying claims, evidence, and reasoning flaws in everyday discussions, news articles, and social media.
This is the end of CELPIP reading. Thank you for watching so far. Please subscribe to our channel, like and share this video with whom you care about. See you in our next videos.